You opened by saying it's not a restoration, it's a rejuvenation.
Yes.
But I also think it's really fitting that this is part of the revivals section of the festival, because it is like a spiritual meeting and a bringing to life. And I think we see that in a number of ways. It's bringing to life these themes of intimacy and care and death and the omnipresence of that, but also the bringing of life to history. The techniques that you use to make the photographs feel like they're part of the story you innovated those, even though they've become ubiquitous now, but that's you. The recreation of the film, The Railroad Porter, which does not exist anymore. It only exists here, this archive you've made. But it also strikes me that when we jump to contemporary Chi-Town in the 90s, right? Because you make this in 93, but it comes out in 99. That's an archive now. It's an archive of a city and a culture that in a lot of ways doesn't exist anymore. So I wanted to sort of open by asking you to walk us through what it was like in the 90s, making this film. What was the inspiration for it?
Do you want to start? Mr. Shy Guy here, he won't start. Okay. Well, first of all, thank you all for staying. Appreciate that. It's nice to see so many people here. So thank you all for being here with us. Well, to start it off, that this is the screenwriter, Marc Chéry, and it was inspired because we worked on another film with my favorite muse, Mr. John Earl Jelks over there. And we grew up together making films at UCLA Film School.
Yeah, a long time ago.
That's all right. We still beautiful. We still here.
Hey, we still here. That's
we still here. We're going to keep making movies.
That's right.
And we worked on another film called A Powerful Thing, which my lovely friend, longtime friend, Miss Asma Faye Jimmy, she's in the house here. Where are you, Asma? Way in the back. She was the co-star in that film with John Earl Jelks, and she played a character named Yasmin, and she was writing in a journal as the character, and her character was a dancer who was experiencing the loss of people in her community as a dancer to AIDS. And we happened to live in a place called Yellow Springs, Ohio, which was very close to Dayton, Ohio, and Dayton, Ohio was the home of Paul Laurence Dunbar. And Paul Laurence Dunbar passed away from tuberculosis back in 1905. 06, thank you. And so we gave Asma the poem Compensation, and when she read the poem, which as her character, Yasmin, when she was writing to stay in character, because filmmaking is all about hurry up and wait. So we gave her the poem Compensation so she would kind of stay in character while she was hurry up and waiting. She wrote about her experience of losing people in her community. And so Marc took that poem and kind of adapted it to this screenplay, right? Okay. So that's how the evolution of the screenplay came to be. And I went away to screen Probably a Powerful Thing, and I came back home, and on my side of the bed one day was this screenplay. So
Now it's solid that we're together.
So I don't get extravagant gifts, I get screenplays. So, hey, that's my kind of gift. It's a beautiful screenplay. I'm sitting back, how many times I've seen this film, I'm still crying. When I hear that letter that Mark wrote for the Pastor King character at the end of the film, it's like, oh my God, I've seen this film so many times, I'm still crying. I've edited this film, I'm still crying when I read that letter. It's beautiful screenplay, baby. Thank you. It was, the words are just, he's a good writer.
So, Lynn, let me follow up on that with a question for you, Mark, which is, as Zeinabu's go-to writer, you have had...
Unpaid go-to writer.
Unpaid go-to writer. You've worked in shorts. You've adapted a short story in Pandemic Bread to a screenplay. How did you approach this material, which is so much about communication, different types of communication, thwarted communication, and two very distinct time periods?
Well, can you hear me? When we first wrote the screenplay, there was no deaf character in it. It was written as an experimental piece reacting to what Asma, the actress in the previous film, how she had reacted to the poem Compensation. So Zeinabu wanted, since we're in close contact, she wanted a story that we could tell. There was a love story that we could tell in two parts, but that also spoke to history. That also spoke to black people coming to Chicago. That also spoke to class. So that was the screenplay, and then a few months into that, there was this thing called independent film TV. They would give
ITVS.
ITVS. They would give money to people, to filmmakers, to make films, especially for a minute, especially to independent makers of color. Zeinabu was asked to be a judge to read some grants, but she had to go to Minneapolis. So we drove to Minneapolis. We had some nice Jamaican food. We had some nice Ethiopian food. We were
Notice
shocked.
what he remembers.
We were shocked there were Ethiopian food in Minneapolis, but we were happy. And I am a huge Prince fan, so that was fun. That was fun. Between reading hundreds of screenplay and me not having anything to do, going around St. Paul and Minneapolis, she came home from reading all this screenplay, and the black newspaper in the town had this ad. Something Northern Deaf Theater, blah blah blah. Don't quite remember, and they said, and we were going to have something special. We were going to have this. We're going to have this beautiful actor from New York, and there was this majestic picture of Michelle. So we said, okay, we're going to go, and we went. And Michelle and her company was doing for colored girls, right? For colored girls?
I think it was Waiting for Godot, right?
No, it was, it was called Black Deaf Woman's Story. One experience, yeah.
Okay.
One deaf experience.
Okay. Okay.
And Michelle's performance was mesmerizing. It was beautiful. It was earth moving for me, and for Z. And Z, she was sitting next to me, and she said, "We have to have this woman in this film that we're going to make." And
We stalked her.
from that moment on, it became a different screenplay. Z spoke with Michelle, and Michelle, right on the spot, she said yes, and we felt ourselves lucky, and then we started to do research, and I had seen there is this film, Children of a Lesser God. I had seen that. There are lots of problems with that film that we did not want to make. Lots of errors, lots of sort of insulting errors to the deaf community that we didn't want to make. So we did lots of research on Black deaf and the entire deaf community. And we spoke with Michelle. Michelle was extremely instrumental in putting us on the right path. So we changed the story. It became about communications and language and relationships between, not necessarily romantic relationships, but relationships between deaf and hearing, the oppression of deaf people, and we just went to D.C. We went to many places, and with Michelle's help and with the help of a lot of researchers, a lot of people, a lot of Black deaf people, both deaf people, people in the deaf community, both deaf and hearing. The tenor of the screenplay changed, and it made it so much better. And the film would not have become a feature film if it hadn't become for lack of a better term, a deaf story.
What you just said also, I think, speaks to something that is very much part of your process and how you approach films. Zeinabu, you always talk about you involve the community, and that everything is a collaboration. And so I love this idea that the entire story changes because you stalk Michelle after her performance. So sort of jumping off of that, it seems to me, Michelle and John, you all have this huge challenge of creating each of you creating two distinct characters in two different time periods with different mannerisms. And I know both of you have extensive stage, performance history, and Michelle, you're a choreographer and a dancer. Can you talk to me about how you all approached this process of creating distinct characters?
For me, it was really interesting journey for me. Well, developing the character, two separate ones, Melindy and Malika, to really look at the different time periods and how would each of them communicate with this language. Because in the early 1900s, sign language was very different than it is today, than what we understand as ASL today. So that was my homework as an actor, to really research, to talk with Black deaf, people who lived back, maybe like early 1900s, in the 20s, 30s, and to research how they communicated and how they expressed themselves. I picked up some of their signs and really tried to embody those. For the contemporary character, for Malika, for her experience with HIV, I talked with a lot of friends of mine who had HIV, and just, really asking them how they felt, how it impacted their life, how it impacted how they interacted with other people, and to really embody that aspect of it in the process. So yeah, it was a lot of, switching back and forth. I can't remember if we did film one time period first and then jump to the second time period. I'm trying to remember if we did or not.
We didn't have that luxury.
No.
No.
Yeah. I have to, yeah, it's like I have to try to like switch hats and pat my head, rub my belly at the same time. So, yeah, I had 1 or 2 deaf people who were on set. Jade was one of them. Was she the assistant director or sort
yes,
of?
Jade. Anne-Marie Bryant Jade was the assistant director.
Making sure she helped with the language, helped to make sure with the technical shots, with the culture. So that really helped to have other deaf people on set, and also to give me support to make sure that I was, doing it appropriately for both the characters during their distinct time periods. So yeah. And it was great working with John. How we got through it together.
Well, for me, it was, it was a great experience because what I didn't know, I learned a lot from Michelle about sign language. I mean, she was an excellent lip reader. I mean, and she saw in my eyes when I was like really fearful of getting it wrong. So she helped me so much in that. And like she said before, we didn't have the luxury of trying to film one part and then do the other. So the biggest thing, I think, for me was trying to separate these characters and keep them separate in a way that you didn't think Nico was Arthur and Arthur was Nico, because the difficulty was this. They both look alike. You know what I mean? They did. They just look alike. There's no way getting around. These dudes could have been twins in another life. You know what I mean? So, but Zeinabu did an excellent job in keeping it separate as far as like the look of it. So once we put on the costumes, once we got in that room, got on that set, I became Arthur at that time in that moment. And then once we switched over to the 90s, I became Nico in that moment and be that guy. Something's funny. This is maybe the second or third time I've really seen this film, and I'm so impressed that, damn, I got through it. You know what I mean? And we did the job that we set out to do. I still believe it's a beautiful film. I still believe that I'm happy to have worked with such a tremendous actor in Michelle, because she brought what we call our A game every day. She wasn't fearful in anything that she did. And I've never worked with a deaf actor before, but I can't say I've worked with a better actor before. You know what I mean? So I really, truly appreciate what she brought to the table. Other than that, I don't know.
I just want to say, he's remarkable because I throw a lot of stuff at this brother. I make him like gain weight for me for roles.
I did.
I make him learn sign language.
I did.
And he's not.
Try to play the mandolin, try to play drums, try to play saxophone.
I just keep throwing challenges at him, and he accepts it. And plus, he works on independent sets, so it's like, yo, bro, we need you to help pick up the equipment. He will do it. He's not a diva actor. Like, he will help do whatever. And I always appreciate and love him for that, because he knows what it takes on an independent set. And so I just want to give him his flowers now while he's here with us, because he's just a tremendous human being. So thank you, John.
Believe it or not, I'm getting the sign to wrap up.
What?
Wow. We didn't get into it yet,
I know. So let me lob this one up, because I started by addressing the past, and I want to think about the present and the future. The ending of Compensations comes out in '99, and watching this in a realm of COVID, the scenes with Arthur in the bed with the mask on they're just so uncanny, and of course, you have a coda to this, which is Pandemic Bread, which is dealing very much about intimacy and care in the era of COVID. But thinking about compensation and sort of what it meant in '99, tackling the HIV/AIDS crisis and the discourse around it, what is the relevance, or what do you think contemporary audiences can take out of compensation for the here and the now and for the future?
Wow. Man, you asked a hard question. I think the thing is that we all have a shared humanity, and that we all need to have compassion and care for each other no matter what. I think it's important for us to, find the commonalities between us, and to, expect the best of us, the best out of us, that we will care for each other no matter what. We got through. If we can get through COVID, I think we can get through pretty much anything. I lost my dear brother, Pierre Desir, to cancer and COVID. That's why he's not here, but he's with us here in spirit.
And who is he?
Pierre Desir is the cinematographer, and that was his beautiful work that you got to see up there. So he's here with us in spirit. He passed away in December 2023, but he was here long enough to do the audio description for the audio commentary for the Blu-ray DVD release that will be coming out in August 2025. So I got that in there for y'all cut me off.
Thank you so much to all of you. I'm going to hang out because I want to keep chatting with you all, but thank you for being here. Thank you for giving us the gift of this film.
Can I give a couple shout-outs? Because
Please,
people
yes.
did come from far. Please. My brother, Kevin Davis, Leanne Davis, Tyrone is here. My producer and manager, Nicoletta Evangelisti, is here. Let's see, who else is here? Oh, thank you. Portia Cobb, who's in the film. Her daughter, Nirvana Cobb, is in the... Christina Reed came all the way from San Diego, one of my producers here. Allison Daniels, who didn't she do a beautiful job with those captions? Come on now. Yes. Barry Felice, caretaker of Pierre Desir, is here. Thank you, Barry, for being here. It meant the world to me that you were here. Dwight, where are you? Yes, Pierre's best friend, big buddy. Projectionist at Metrograph. Yep, former student of Pierre Desir. Thank you for being here. Verna Hamilton. We used to sneak going to Esquire movies back in Philly back in the day. Yo. She here. My extended family. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa. I forgot the most important people. Yo, they weren't here 25 years ago. They here now, right? The caption crew. Mozzie Cherry, where you at, girl? My daughter, Mozzie Cherry. Where you at, Moz? Oh, here she is. Mozzie Cherry, Sade. These were the ones, they did the music for the captions. They helped the old girl figure out what music, how to talk about the music. If it wasn't for them, the music wouldn't be right. So thank you both. I appreciate you. They need jobs. Yo. Anybody got some jobs in the music industry, please? Hello. See them afterwards. Thank you. My nieces right here, beautiful nieces right here. Okay, Kayla. And nephews, right? Kayla, Will, right? Kevin, thank you. Thank you all for being here. We will be here afterwards. Thank you. Please see me in the hallway. Thank you.
We forgot one thing. There is a film that's going to come out. It's called Exhibiting
Oh,
Forgiveness.
yes.
Exhibiting Forgiveness. And John Jelks is in the film.
October 18th.
So coming out. The film so far has just been getting great reviews. So make sure you go see it.
In the theaters.
Yeah. In the theaters. And we want John to be nominated for an Oscar for this film. So you all go see it.
And Compensation will be coming out in theaters next year. February. Next year. February. Thank you, Ashley Clark. Thank you,
Racquel.
Criterion. Thank you, Janus Films. We love you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Racquel. Of course. Dr. Gates! In the house. Thank you. Thank you all.